Hey, everybody, what the flick? Better late than never on Homeland, wrapping up season 6 with IS for Romeo and America First. So wow, okay. After all the many conspiracies, it turns out that damn it, darn it all was right.
Right, damn it, they weren't going to give us just a solidly progressive commander-in-chief who swooped into victory and was making logical, reasoned decisions about American involvement in the Middle East or over-involvement and overextension. That when he said, yeah, look, man, I screwed up. Inexcusable what I did. I love Dar's like, Dar doesn't need a lawyer, right? Inexcusable what I did, there's no question about it. But I'm telling you, Saul, something's off with her. And it turned out he was right. Something is off with her. And even people who are genuinely and authentically tasked and authentic in their application of that task in protecting the country, she doesn't trust anybody. She's paranoid.
Yeah.
And I get it. The CIA tried to kill her. That's what happened. The CIA tried to kill her, but now she is purging even people who could easily be allies.
Right. We had talked early on about how they miscalculated. They thought that Hillary was going to win, obviously, so they gave us this female president. But I think now it looks like, well, I guess they were hedging their bets. Like they gave us a female president, but she also turned out to be a lunatic. So either way, they were covered.
Right, and it's called America First, and
Yeah.
So
you have that. You have Alex Jones playing a key role in this misinformation campaign, and then himself now. Again, weirdly with this show, we're left with this guy who is this, kook and conspiracy theorist actually now telling the truth, but he's the conspiracy theorist who cried wolf, so,
What's he telling the truth about?
Well, at the end, he's talking about the president and how she's so paranoid and how she's...
Right, and she's violating the law and rounding people up, and she's rounding people up, right? Yeah. Now, some of it is human, but it happens with every lead, right? There's an attempt on the leader's life, and they crack down, right? They crack down. Now, why did they need Carrie to stay in the room to read that thing? There was a weird moment where she said, it's about deployment of ships in the Mediterranean or the Gulf of Hormuz or whatever the fuck it was. And she said, but it needs to stay here, you need to read it here. And I don't know, I just thought there was some, they're keeping her somewhere. Maybe they were literally keeping her in there at the time, but then she called Saul in. I don't know, but it was a strange moment to say you have to read it here. And then the president goes and sits behind the desk and Carrie reads it.
In the Oval Office,
and when she at the same time she offered her the job.
I don't know, that to me seemed like sort of spy stuff. There's certain top secret information that can't leave the Pentagon or Langley.
I guess it was, because they're not, it's certainly not gonna be relevant, I wouldn't imagine, when we kick off season 7, but is Carrie gonna take this job? Also, there was a nice moment where-
Well, I don't think the job's on the table anymore if she can't get in to see her.
That's right, well, we don't know if it's gonna, yes, it would appear so. But they had to know that would be her reaction. Also, when it was time for Carrie to get Franny back and Max is in the basement, they have that nice moment of tension where you're like, drunk Max is gonna come up and sabotage this.
Oh, right, right.
I'm yelling at the TV, Carrie, go meet her on the street. But no, Max just
passes out.
He just slept it off, and then she goes and finds stuff from Peter. And of course, that's the big thing. And congratulations to Homeland, because they butchered it before. They needed to kill Damian Lewis much sooner than they did, and we ended up having seasons focused on him that made no sense. And then the show recovered in season 4 brilliantly. But
Peter Quinn got the send-off he deserved, and a hero's send-off.
A hero send-off, but we knew there was nowhere to go with him. He couldn't, so that was that, I suppose, appropriate way, difficult, but an appropriate way to lose a character. So she's lost some, she suffered some blows, Carrie.
Definitely, yes. And by the way, whoever it was on Twitter who mentioned that Rupert Friend died in the finale before I'd gotten to see it, fuck you and knock it off. Definitely, Carrie, because Carrie now has the 2 major loves of her life are dead. Saul, her mentor, is behind bars.
Right. The organization that she had given her life to and believed in turned out was involved in a giant conspiracy to assassinate or at least massively kill innocent people and either assassinate or massively destabilize the president of the United States.
Right, and so who even knows what status the CIA has under this current president now, So so she's adrift, and I'm fascinated to see how this next season's gonna go, because she can't turn to Dar or Saul, they're both in jail, so she's gonna have to just figure this out.
So at the TCM Classic Film Festival earlier this month, I interviewed Rob Reiner, and Rob and Carl got the hand and footprint ceremony.
Nice.
Which we do, which is nice, TCM does. And then I interviewed both of them, but I did Rob Reiner and the 30th anniversary of The Princess Bride. And it is funny to be a big Homeland fan and to see Mandy Patinkin as Inigo Montoya. It is not the same. It is so dramatically different.
Have you seen Yentl lately?
Oh my God, I totally should see Yentl again, yeah. But it's so like, I mean, and he's
also Papa Smurf in the new Smurfs movie.
Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah. He's so good. He's so good at both. It's not like he wasn't,
yes.
He was great as Inigo Montoya. It's terrific. But that said, it's just weird to be like, I can't believe that. That's all I kept thinking. I'm like, Saul. my name is Saul Berenson. You killed my father. Prepare to die.
Yeah, I haven't revisited my so-called life in years, but I can only imagine post this show, it's got to be crazy. Anyway, another amazing season of this show. Again, I think you're the one who's always said it's almost unheard of in television for a series to course correct after going as badly as
being as good as it was,
3 did,
and then as bad.
But yeah, this is, I think, still one of the best shows on TV. They have given themselves a cutoff date after the next 2 seasons, so they have a thing to build towards. So that's going to be interesting to see how that plays out.
And the shows that sort of glorify torture and demean
the legwork of intelligence.
Demean I was going to say demean Muslims by sort of caricaturing Muslims as the enemy, whether they intend to or not, are serious issues. I know some people include Homeland in that group. I just don't think it does that. I mean, maybe I'm being defensive because it's a show I like, but I feel like they consistently show a far more nuanced view of the world, where we are frequently the foolish aggressors, and Muslims are to be sort of admired and are voices of reason. That shows like 24, they do it, but it would be like in a cartoonish after-school special lip service sort of way. Like you knew they were really saying, no, they're the bad guys and we need to torture them. So again, I as well look forward to season 7.
Cool. All right. Well, thank you guys for watching. Sorry we were late on this one, but the TCM Classic Film Festival. Take care.